We are back at the scene of the very first TCR Asia Series regional event held here at Sepang in March 2015. Here we are 2 years on. This is the 10th event that TCR Asia has contested, a couple of those alongside the TCR International Series. And we have a new look field this year. Qualifying yesterday, very interesting affair. We saw some very quick competition, of course, from the reigning champions, Liqui Team Engstler. We have two new drivers in that team this year, and we'll explain a little bit more about that shortly. Looking at the Sepang circuit on screen, 5.542 kilometres, 15 corners. Of course, this is a Formula One circuit. It was designed by the architect, in fact, of many of the modern Formula One circuits. Herman Tilke has been used for F1 competition here in Malaysia for a number of years. A popular addition to the Asian region, of course. There's Kurt Tremmel on screen, and he is shaking the hand of his number one new recruit, and that is Cantady Boom Kasiri. And Boom was exactly what he's given us over the last few days. We've had a couple of days of pre-season testing prior to official practice on Friday, and then a third practice session yesterday morning, and two qualifiers yesterday to set the grid for today. And all of those sessions were dominated by the man in the number 2 Liqui Team Engstler Volkswagen Golf GTI TCR, Cantady Kasiri. He's been very impressive. We'll go through his credentials in TCR again shortly. Alongside him is his teammate Diego Moran, Ecuadorian, has run strongly in the Colombian Touring Car Championships in the past. Row 3 is this man, Tin Srichrai, of course a big contender for the 2016 TCR Asia Series, unfortunately plagued a lot by mechanical woes in a Volkswagen this year. If you can't beat him, join him, and why not? He's been very quick across the weekend, but suffered from a number of little niggling issues. We'll get to that too. Now that is the car, the second car of Liqui Team Engstler last year from Felipe de Souza. Now alongside Tin Srichrai is young Jasper Tong in a very exciting car that the whole world is interested in seeing. There it is now on screen, the number 5 Phoenix Racing Asia Audi Hong Kong Audi RS LMS TCR. Brand new car for this year worldwide. Jasper Tong, a 17-year-old from Hong Kong, has the faithful duty of representing the team. Now he starts position 4. Now interestingly, 2 Honda Civic TCRs for local team R Engineering. One of them brand new, one of them run very successfully last year by Jazz Motorsport in Asia. They ran at the front of qualifying, wound up in positions 2 and 4 after the qualifying session, but tragically for the team, under parc ferme conditions post-qualifying, the team started working before they'd been cleared by scrutineers, and that incurred them a penalty and dropped them to rear of field. So they will start off the back of this field, but very quick, the 2R Engineering Honda Civics yesterday. And there's Eric Kay, a driver who has had past experience in the TCR series, of course subbed in the Craft Bamboo Sayat Leon TCR back in season 2015 right here at Sepang. His teammate too, Alex Lau, he also had a run in a Sayat Leon during that particular event, driving for the ART team, subbing at that stage for Rodolfo Avila, who had set pole position for that very first event here 2 years ago. Now clearing the grid, getting ready for a formation lap, and yes, it's going to be an interesting opening race. So we will see how this one plays out. So Cantady Kasiri starts on pole position. He's 2:17.359 in temperatures that were pretty horrendous yesterday afternoon. The mercury got to about 35 degrees ambient, but track temperature was up at 55 degrees. That really slowed the pace. In practice earlier in the day, he'd been running around in the mid-2:16s. Now, the actual lap record, the qualifying lap record, the fastest lap a TCR Asia car has contested around the Sepang circuit is in fact Tin Srichrai last year in September, so conditions slightly different, set at 2:16.006, so we fell short of that mark. But here's the starting grid. Kasiri is on pole position alongside Diego Moran. The two Liquimoli Team Engstler Volkswagens dominate the front row of this grid. Second row, Tin Srichrai, Team Thailand, now in a Volkswagen. So that's 1, 2, 3 for VW. Jasper Tong, the 17-year-old from Audi Hong Kong, in position 4. Then Eric Kay is in position 5 in the Seat Leon, alongside SK Tong in the second of the Phoenix Racing Asia cars. He will be looking forward to a good run. Alex Liu, as we were saying, the Elegant Racing Team, the second of that team's Seat Leons, position 7. Douglas Koo, position 8, had a pretty rough run in qualifying. I think the heat caught a number of drivers out, the changing track conditions. WS Lai and AK Abdul Katir, the two R Engineering Honda Civic drivers, at the rear of the field. Douglas Koo, this is his second full season, of course, ran in what was the AM Cup last year. It's now called the TCR Cup, and finished second in that championship overall. He's looking for better things this year. Has 3 cars now, updated to a new 2017 Seat Leon TCR V2 sequential gearbox car for this year. He had a V2 sequential last year. He still has that car. He's looking for a teammate to campaign that car during this year, and this is a series that you really need to have a look at if you're serious about your touring cars. And he is campaigning his original 2015 model DSG Seat Leon in the Thailand Super Series to earn himself extra valuable laps. The good thing about the 2017 TCR Asia season is, of course, we travelled to Thailand twice. Bang Sen Street Grand Prix in the middle of the year, and the Buriram circuit, which has already featured twice on the TCR Asia Series program over recent years. They will both appear on the calendar this year, so that will be valuable experience for Douglas Koo. In fact, yesterday during final practice, he'd got himself up to position 4. He was right in amongst the pro drivers, very happy with himself, and so he should have been. They've done a great job, the Viper Nisa Racing boys, but unfortunately he was unable to replicate that with the changing conditions and the heat coming in later in the afternoon during qualifying. We saw qualifying start about 4:15, and that really applied maximum pressure to the team, so they had a lot to deal with and a lot to consider when, of course, we have 2 races today. One of them's this morning, of course, 10 o'clock start. The second one will come this afternoon at around 2:30, so the conditions there will be warmer, so it will be valuable experience they gained yesterday during that warmer period later in the afternoon. Drivers getting temperature into the tyres. That shouldn't be a big issue here at Sepang. It's quite warm. Diego Moran just hanging a wheel in the air as he comes out of the corner. He's trying to get maximum temperature into those tyres for grip off the line as they charge down to turn 1, and then that very testing 1-2 sequence through the start of the opening lap. Be interesting to see how this goes, see if we're ready for a start. And in the immortal words of the great Jonathan Green, who I sat alongside to call this race 2 years ago, we are ready to go for round 1 of the 2017 season. Waiting for the lights. Green flag. It's a new season of TCR Asia in 2017 here at Sepang International Circuit. And out go the lights. We're away for the opening round of the year, and a great jump off the back by the Hondas already. Gee, was that a little bit too much? And into the wall, that was a little bit too violent coming across. That's one of the Elegant Racing Team cars. That will cause a drama and no doubt a safety car, but diving into turn 1. Kasiri's held position from Moran, and a brilliant drive. That looks like to be WS Lyers come through as his teammate AK is very sideways on cold tyres into turn 1. What a brilliant drive from the rear of the field up to position 3 by turn 1. That is fantastic. Great recovery for R Engineering, and they look like they would be a big threat to Volkswagen's domination at the start of this weekend through practice and into qualifying. Tin Srichrai still having a couple of issues with the number 9 Team Thailand Volkswagen. He found yesterday in qualifying he could not downshift under heavy braking. It was causing him no end of trouble and kept him from getting a big score. Now, here's the 2 Phoenix Racing Audi RS3s battling. That's Jasper Tong in the red and silver number 5 car, and his teammate SK Tong, both from Hong Kong, in the blue tarmac car immediately ahead of him now. So that's a good battle. Now that looks like it's Diego Moran's fired up the inside now of Kennedy Kasiri. And we wonder whether or not we will see the yellow. Yes, yellows are flying. So perhaps Kasiri was fully understanding that there was no passing move to be made there. He looks like he's flashing his lights at his teammate to say, hey, bud, looks like you need to be back in position because this race will likely be under safety car. And we just go through the list to see whether that was Alex Liu or, in fact, Eric Kay that made contact with the wall off the start. It was quite an unusual move. He appeared to just move hard right off the line and into the barriers on the main straight. It was quite unusual. He may have been a little unsettled by the movement of the number 39 car. Let's go back to a replay of the start, and what a fantastic start there from WS Lai. And yeah, that is very hard into the inside. Hopefully not too much damage. It certainly doesn't look great from this angle. There's the Phoenix Racing Asia team looking on. Co-team boss Marchie Lee. He's not too disconcerted with things right at the moment. Nice to see you, Marchie. Alex Jung there too, one of the lead drivers with the Phoenix Racing Asia outfit. Now this is their debut into touring car racing, and it's great to see that they are representing Audi Hong Kong, team which has supported them very, very nicely over recent seasons of GT Asia Series competition. And of course, Phoenix Racing Asia made their debut last year with the GT Asia Series and also in the Audi R8 LMS Cup. Good news for them is they took Alex Jung to his third consecutive Audi R8 LMS Cup title, whilst also giving Sean Thong, the older brother of Jasper Thong, who's behind the wheel of the number 5 car, took Sean Thong to the Pro-Am title in the hotly contested GT Asia Series, and second overall for both Marchie and Sean Thong, who were sharing the driving duties of the very lovely gold number 5 Audi R8 LMS GT3. So this is a new project for Audi worldwide. It is the RS3 LMS TCR, their debut into touring cars. And we have another look at that start. What a great jump by WS Lai. Now, what seems to be... Oh, contact, it looks like, with KS Tong in the number 8 Phoenix Racing Asia Audi. Yeah, it may have just put him off. And it looks like it's Eric Kwong by the scoring charts. So 2 identical cars there for the Elegance sports team out of Hong Kong. So this was their debut into the championship. Both those drivers, Eric Kay and Alex Liu, had competed within TCR Asia in the past, and both experienced touring car campaigners. So new car, new discipline to get themselves around for this weekend. Obviously new team to support them. All those elements are things that they would be working on, but to start the season like this is terribly frustrating for 2 veterans, you could call them, of the touring car and production car programs throughout Asia. So under safety car, we're into the second lap. Diego Moran still shown as the leader. I'm not too sure what that's all about, but I'm sure we'll have that rectified at some point. And based on Kennedy Kasiri's pace over the course of the last couple of days, even if it stayed that way, we guarantee that it wouldn't stay that way for very long. So Kasiri, as a background, he made an appearance in the TCR International Series at the Buriram round in 2016, and perhaps stunned the international class field with a 6th and 9th place finish outright, and was clearly the fastest of the local drivers. Tin Srichara was in the field. He did a good job too, but he was a little bit further back in the field. Now that event was a combination of TCR International and the TCR Asia Series. we come to the TCR Thailand Championship in season 2017. One Kennedy Kasiri competed in 4 rounds of the Thai Series 2 in Buriram, 2 recently at the Bang Sen Grand Prix Street Circuit. It was to close out the 2016 season, so considered an event of 2016. Now here's the Liqui Moly team, Angela team, trying to get Diego Moran and Kennedy Kasiri to swap positions. Diego dutifully drops back to second. If he hadn't, there could have been a penalty coming, so that was a wise choice. Well done by the experienced Liqui Moly team, Angela team. So Kennedy Kasiri appeared in 4 races in the 2016 TCR Thailand Series, the 8th season last year, and won all 4 races. Now you're competing against drivers like Jack Lemvard, who those who have followed the TCR Asia Series will remember was a star performer in the combined TCR Asia and TCR Thailand round last year at Buriram, where it was actually invitational for the TCR Thailand drivers. And Jack Lemvard was one of the front runners. The other driver that he defeated in those 4 wins, or 2 of those 4 wins rather, was a driver by the name of Carlo Van Dam, a very esteemed GT driver in Asia, European Dutch driver, very great credentials in motorsport. And Kasiri, unfazed, defeated both of them comfortably at Bang Sen last time round. In fact, during race 2, reverse grid start, as it will be here for race 2 this afternoon for the top 6 cars rather than the top 8. We'll explain that as a result of the exclusion yesterday of the 2 Hondas. They will still start in positions 7 and 8 for this afternoon. The race that Kasiri came from rear of field managed to catch and pass both Lemvard and Van Dam on a very tight street circuit. Bang Sen's a great circuit, but there's not a lot of room for movement, and Kasiri was able to negotiate that kind of pass. Very Max Verstappen, if you like, and showed that he is certainly going to be one of the star performers. Very humble too. In fact, during the interview we had with him just prior to this weekend, he said, I would be very pleased with my performance if I could manage to run in the top 5 in the TCR Asia Series. It was pretty clear to those of us that were looking at the timesheets and the history books coming into this season that Kennedy Kasiri would in fact, alongside his former Thailand Super Series rival Tin Srichai, be one of the favourites for the 2017 championship, and so far he has shown just that. So we will see. He's back on point. The lights look like they're out on the safety car. 9 laps to go. No, lights are still on the safety car. I apologise. So we may well go around another lap, which is a little frustrating for the teams that are just itching at the chance to really fire off and get things going. Now, this would be disappointment for Eric Kay. He had some contact with the barriers also during practice on Friday. So this will be a little bit of a setback, a little bit of frustration too, considering that during his sub in the Craft Bamboo racing car back in 2015, he finished twice on the podium, right in amongst the ART team, which was fielding drivers the calibre of Rodolfo Avila and Philippe de Combe. So he was really on the pace. We thought we might see more of him in the Craft Bamboo car. As it was, the team boss took over the car as they push Eric Kay's car back behind the barriers. It will be one more lap at least behind the safety car. There's a lot of damage to the right front suspension. Hopefully that is repairable. The good thing about these TCR cars, they've been built to the perfect formula. Very safe cars, very fast cars, pretty sexy cars, I have to admit, as a touring car fan. I'm very impressed. But they're also very solid and well built. So you often see contact, which has been a hallmark of TCR racing when you get guys in fields this close. Passing opportunities are limited, so you tend to lean on each other a little bit. When the contact comes, these cars invariably manage to either continue or are fairly easily repaired to come back fighting. So we hope that Eric Kay and the Elegant Sports team can manage to get that car repaired for the second race and put Eric back in a position where he might be able to again battle at the front of the field as he did in 2015. Frustrating too for him, considering he was starting from towards the front of this field, starting on the 3rd row. Now he will be forced to start rear of field. There's one Alex Young former Malaysian Formula One driver, three-time Audi R8 LMS Cup driver, three-time Audi R8 LMS Cup champion, if you like, and one of Asia's best GT3 drivers. He'll be back behind the wheel of a Phoenix Racing Audi R8 this year, certainly in the R8 LMS Cup. So we're up to 10 laps. The information has just come through that the first 2 laps under safety car will not count. That's good news, because that was certainly cutting down on our overall total of 11 laps. 60 kilometres race distance for TCR. That's the mandated race distance. As the Liqui Moly Team Engstler crew look on. Of course, that's a team with a storied history in touring car racing around the world. And they continue to win races in this TCR concept. They've been behind it since its inception, running this weekend too in the TCR Middle East Series. In fact, took out the title just yesterday. So Liqui Moly Team Engstler continue to win, and the way things are looking right now, running 1-2, albeit we will have 1 lap in the book by the time the safety car pulls off and we start. They look like they will carry on that tradition into the 2017 TCR Asia Series. Now, if you want to follow us, make sure you do, either on the website, TCR, I'll start again. I'm not having a good start to the day. www.asia.tcr-series.com. We're going for a restart now as we come through the final of 15 turns here at Sepang, and we are under green flag conditions. The 2 Liqui Moly Team Engstler Volkswagen TCRs of Kasiri and Diego Moran lead this field away. WS Ly's a man to keep an eye on. He had such a blinding start on that opening lap to run from last through to third. Tin Stritchrai still holding down position number 4. That is SK Tong in the blue and silver Audi RS3. His teammate Jasper Tong immediately behind him. Then it's Douglas Koo up to position 7. AK in the second of the R Engineering Honda Civics in position 8. And then it is Alex Liu bringing up the rear of the field. Now, can Diego Moran manage to take the fight to his teammate? Kasiri's shown right through the weekend that he has the pace. Additionally, can Tin Stritchrai get himself past that Honda? What does the Honda have to offer? It'll be interesting to see how all this plays out once we can get a couple of clear green laps running. Very wide run there by Kasiri, who, as we say, has very good credentials. He's not been defeated by anybody in Asia in a TCR car in 6 starts, so he is certainly hoping to keep that track record running. This is the car that Andy Yan took to the championship last year. 5 wins from 10 starts. So it too has good credentials. The team is a multiple champion now in the TCR series. So they have good credentials. He's got everything behind him, including a very quick teammate. Not a lot is known about Diego Moran. Ecuadorian, has moved to China for business and was very keen to be involved in this new touring car concept called TCR, and relished the opportunity to join the Liqui Moly Team Engstler operation because he felt that gave him a pretty good start into this form of competition. R Engineering, likewise, very experienced in local competition here in Malaysia, have jumped into the Honda Civic and have proven very, very efficient with the car. Now, Tin Stritchrai may still be suffering from the gearbox issues, which have slowed him up a little bit this weekend. As we say, he's still the fastest man ever in a TCR car in the Asian series, I must point out, not internationally, around the Sepang International Circuit, 2:16.006. Now, we've had our first quick lap in, 2:17.554 for Kennedy Kasiri. 2:17.916 for his teammates, so still a pretty impressive pace. 215 odd kilometres an hour down the chute. That's a good start. It's WS Ly on screen. Very experienced campaigner, multiple champion in Malaysian touring car events. He's also been running in the MMER 12-hour race here at Sepang, so very experienced on this circuit. Kasiri stretching out a good lead now. He opened up 0.8 of a second on that last lap over his teammate. Lai, very impressive. Now Jasper Tong has got past SK Tong, past his teammate, and is really charged. He's raging up on the rear now of Tin Switch Race. It'll be interesting to see how that goes. Now the young driver from Hong Kong, 17 years of age, he spent last year in the Asian Formula Renault Open Wheel Championship. Did a good job there, winning the Class B Championship. Also put a cameo appearance in the Audi R8 LMS Cup. Oh, as Douglas Koo has a nasty moment coming through turn number 2. I hope that's nothing more sinister than perhaps a spin, because he's certainly dropped a long way back. That's frustration for Douglas, who's been working hard. Anyway, Jasper Tong's been doing a good job. He's done a little bit of mileage in a GT3 car, a lot of mileage in an open wheel car, and he's learning to adapt to this new front wheel drive touring car formula. Audi Hong Kong and Phoenix Racing Asia have put all their faith in the young 17-year-old to build him up to be their representative in this new domain, in the touring car concept, and to see where he can take this. Now, to see him in position 5 is great. He started in position number 4 after qualifying. He said he's struggling with the weight transfer as the car changes direction. That's been the biggest issue to deal with. But of course, he's got drivers the calibre of Marchi Lee, co-team boss with Ernst Moser from Phoenix Racing in Germany, and Alex Jung. They're his teammates in the Phoenix Racing operation. Of course, let's not forget his older brother, Sean, who are all offering him advice. I'm not so sure how much advice he wants to take from his older brother, but certainly he's happy to take it from Marchi and Alex Jung, and that has helped him improve across this weekend. So 2:16.853. You've got to remember that yesterday qualifying saw pole position with a 2:17. Let me just double check that. 2:17.359. Kennedy Kasiri's just punched out at 2:16.853. He put in another 0.8 of a second over his teammate. He's up by 1.7 seconds now over Diego Moran. So it's a bit of a field day out here for the young Thai at the moment. The big issue will be as to whether Tin Stritchrai can overcome any of those issues and apply some pressure to WS Lai. Now it looks like Alex Liu's about to make a move on AK in the second of the R engineering cars. Now the number 23 car, if my memory serves me correctly, and I think I'm going to back it this time, is a brand new Jazz Motorsport Honda Civic TCR, the car on screen. Car behind it too, I believe, is a brand new Seat Leon, although it is a DSG, it's not a sequential. And the second of the cars, the R engineering car, just disappearing at the bottom of the screen there now, that WS Lai is running, is the car that Roberto Colciago took to pole position and victory in the opening TCR International race here at Sepang International Circuit last year. So both those Hondas have, well, certainly the car of WS Lai, the number 39 red and silver car, has pretty good credentials. And talking to the team at Jazz Motorsport, they said they've done a lot of work and a lot of testing in the off-season, and they believe they've ironed out any of the bugs in that car that could hold them back this year. And they expect to be able to fight for this championship all the way through the season, although admittedly they're competing against a team that has very, very good credentials in the TCR Asia Series. So it'll come down to experience and laps for the two drivers and the teams, as Tin Stritchrai has a look down the inside at turn 15. He's certainly applying pressure now to the rear of WS Lai's Honda Civic, and he'll be keen to return this to a Volkswagen 1-2-3. Got another lap in the books. 2.3 seconds now between Kasiri, who's pulled a 2:17.19 last time out. Diego Moran 2:17.84. Very consistent run. His best lap 2:17.6. WS Lai 2:18.2. He's being pretty consistent too as he comes under more pressure. He'll be running protective lines now as opposed to trying to maximise line and length to get the best out of that Honda Civic. Tin Stritchrai 2:17.6 last time round, his quickest lap. Jasper Tong, by contrast, the 17-year-old, 2:19.1. 2:18.6 was his best lap, so he's got a little bit of work to do, but he'll certainly find the time. Interestingly, yesterday, right through the day, Jasper was the fastest driver through the first sector of this lap. There's 4 sectors, and Jasper was quickest. No one could top his time in the first sector, but he said, Sean, my problem is I'm losing all my speed in the tricky sector 3, which has more of the high-speed corners in it. So that's the one thing he's trying to adapt his mind to. Now, having come from open wheelers, you'd think perhaps there's some parallels that you could draw on. Apparently for Jasper, he's not finding too many. You talk to Candide Kassiri, who's spent a year and a half in Europe in Euro Formula as a Formula 3, and he said he felt very much like the aero on the TCR cars was much like his Formula 3 car. Surprising perhaps, but that's exactly what he said. He said, I can rely on it, I can lean on it the same way that I was doing with the Formula 3 car, with the Formula car, and I can manage to find the speed. He said, I don't know whether that's helped me adapt to touring cars as quickly as I have, but he said it certainly hasn't hurt, and I feel very, very comfortable in the car. You've only got to look at the times he's punching out to realise that there's plenty of fact in that, and he continues to stretch his lead at the front of the field. As Srichai needs to be careful he doesn't fry those Control Michelin tyres, because he's got another set this afternoon for the second race, but he wants to be very, very careful he doesn't do too much damage as he tries to find a way past WSLI. We still have 5 laps to go in this race, and you would think that should be enough time for Tin to work his way past. Kassiri now still going quickly, 2:17 dead that time round, still faster than his qualifying time. You can see just how much impact the heat had on the circuit yesterday. He's certainly continuing to do a masterful job at the front of the field. So it is Liquimoli, Team Engstler 1-2. WSLI for our engineering position 3 in the Honda Civic on screen there now. Position number 4 to Tin Srichai for Team Thailand, changing up from the Honda Accord he campaigned last year. Sadly, without as much luck as he would have liked, because he was certainly one of the star performers. Jasper Thong on debut for Audi Hong Kong and Phoenix Racing Asia, position number 5. AK in the second of the R Engineering Honda Civic TCRs in position number 6. Alex Liu now up to position number 7. SK Tong is back to position number 8. His pace is dropping a little bit in the second of the Phoenix Racing Asia Audis. Douglas Koo still holding position 9. He's just punched out a lap where he has set his fastest personal best sectors, so he is starting to regain some pace in the Viper Nisa Racing Seat Leon TCR. And sadly for Eric Kay, as we saw off the start, he was unable to go any further than a couple of 100 metres, maybe not even that far off the line after seemingly being tagged by SK Tong. Well, that was only vision from us. Certainly the stewards have the ability to look at a lot more vision than we do, and data, to be able to make any assessments there. So please don't think that I am making any calls there, although there is an incident during the start that is currently under investigation. As I say, that has just popped up on my monitor here. So let's go back to EBS and look at this. Oh yeah, little brake lock up there for Tin Srichai. You could just see a wisp of telltale smoke. He certainly during practice, we're out on circuit watching the cars perform on Friday. Down to turn 15, he did a big job of barbecuing the Michelin tyres heading into turn 15, trying to find the perfect line. You can see that was almost perfect there. He's just got the weight transfer absolutely spot on with his lines. He just doesn't seem to have the outright pace of the Honda to be able to punch past, which will be really frustrating him, considering he was the man behind the wheel of a Honda Civic last year, and now he has to watch the tail of one that is limiting him from taking that run at the podium. He's a sharp operator, Tin Srichai. We've seen him battle hard through the 2016 season, so this is a long way from done, but WSLI too, he has some serious experience in close quarters, certainly around this Sepang International Circuit. So you couldn't believe that just because Tin's well versed with the TCR concept that is going to be any more simple or difficult for him to get past WS Light. So it's still not over. We've still got 4 laps to go. I think pretty much you could stake a claim for Kennedy Kasiri. Boom, as he likes to be called. He will be the man who is likely to finish this race on top, which is exactly what the Liqui Moly Team Exler operation were looking for in a replacement for outgoing champion Andy Yan. 5 wins last year from 10 starts. That was a good start to their campaign. Now this year it's 12 rounds. Interesting to see just how well it all performs. And that looked like a telltale wisp of smoke from WS Lie's tyres coming through that time. He too needs to be careful. So there is Kennedy Kasiri coming through turn 15, still in control of this field, not under any pressure to push, to have to take any kind of evasive action. He is comfortably in front. For Diego Moran, he will be overjoyed with this result. He doesn't consider himself a professional driver at any level, even though he's been successful in Colombia and in South America. His experience, when compared to some of the other drivers in this field, is relatively limited. But this is where a strong team will help you to take the step forward and maximise your potential, and that's exactly what Diego Moran is taking advantage of. Just under 40-degree track temperature now, with 3 laps remaining. WS Lie, position number 3, 8 seconds back from the race leader. Tin Sritrai still all over the Malaysian driver. Jasper Dong is improving to 18.9, so he's dropping his lap times as he becomes more and more comfortable with the number 5 Audi Hong Kong Audi RS3 LMS TCR. AK position 6. Alex Liu in the second of the elegant sports team Seat Leons in position number 7. SK Tong, the second of the Phoenix Racing Asia Audis, is holding down position number 8. It's been a good formula, this TCR concept, since its inception at the start of 2015 internationally. The first regional championship was this one, as Tin Sritrai looks down the inside, tries to take a move, closes him out, and WS Lie is looking to try and come back through. That was a nice, tidy move. That was very well executed. Looks like it was down at turn 4. And Tin Sritrai is finally free of that Honda Civic and doing everything he can to open up a gap and get himself onto the podium. Okay, may not have been the best start of the year. We know what the Volkswagen can do. We know how well it can perform. So he'll be hoping to take advantage of that too. Let's go back and have a look at the move. Late braking, just put it down the inside, got alongside. WS could see him. No choice but to let him in. Hope he could fire back up the inside and take the position back in the crossover. Wasn't to happen. Now through the final turn, that might have been where the Honda was able to hold down that final straight to the final corner and get himself back in position to take it back up the inside of Tin Sritrai, but that hasn't happened. Sritrai still holding on, but only just. He wants to be careful here too. WS has done a lot of miles around here. He knows where he can find that extra length, but Sritrai too is doing a masterful job. Got through there very cleanly, managed to hold position. And that's the 98 car of, it's Eric Kay's car, of course. Damage to the right front. Hopefully that is repairable. We have a little bit of time until the second race. So with any luck, that Elegant Sports team operation will be able to be back on track. In fact, time-wise, it's 10:38 a.m. Malaysian time here. 2:30 p.m. is the start time for race 2. So they've got just under 4 hours to turn that car around. You can see there the time difference between Sritrai and WS is the Thai driver worked his way up onto the tail of the Honda Civic to take that position away. So certainly the TCR concept has been fantastic. The Asian Series, the first regional championship, the first major championship outside of TCR International. Both began in 2015. Since then, the growth has been incredible. The manufacturer support too has proven that the concept has been right on the money. To see the announcement earlier this year of companies like Kia and certainly Audi who have debuted this year. We should see the Kia a little bit later in the year, alongside a range of manufacturers that have been involved in the championship since its inception, is more of confirmation rather that the TCR concept is what is working worldwide. And the Asian Championship will be backed this year too, supported alongside the TCR China and TCR Thailand series. We'll see some pretty big fields as the season goes on. Tragically this year, tragically is not a fair word, but it's been a tough start to the year. Certainly car availability early in the year has kept the numbers down for the first round here, but we're already looking at a bigger field for the July round of the championship, which will follow on the 21st and 23rd to the 23rd of April. And we expect to see as the season goes that this field will only increase in size and performance. But so far, there's not much change at the front of the field. It is the Liquid Moly Team Exler operation that is continuing to run at the front as they did for the bulk of the 2016 season. Andy Yan and Philippe Souza, they did a masterful job. Souza spent a bit of time getting himself comfortable in the car. Of course, the Macau Touring Car champion on multiple occasions. He made himself a serious podium contender by the end of the 2016 season, but no one could deny Andy Yan. He put the championship to bed well before the final round in Macau and became the 2016 TCR Asia Series champion. That trophy sitting on the mantle alongside multiple China Touring Car Championships for the Hong Kong driver. But this year, he has a more than able replacement in Cantadine Kassiri. The last lap of this race, this should see the young Thai driver who's adapted to this car brilliantly this weekend take maximum points away for round one of the 2017 season. Perfectly for the Liquid Moly team, Diego Moran will finish in position 2. Now there's Kassiri on screen. Boom by name, boom by nature. And what a great job he has done here today. One straight, one corner, and he will be home. Terribly nice guy, very humble, very respectful, and very, very good in a TCR car. And perhaps no surprise, lights flashing, congratulations, Cantadine Kassiri. That is victory number one for the 2017 season. Fantastic result for the reigning champions, the team's champions. Second place for Diego Moran on his debut in TCR. Brilliant drive, and for Volkswagen Motorsport, couldn't be any better. It's a 1-2-3. Tin Sritrai from Thailand will take position number 3. WS Lai, brilliant drive off the start, coming through to third place by the first corner, holding down third place for much of the race in that R Engineering Honda Civic TCR before Tin Sritrai managed to work his way forward. There's Kurt Tremmel and the crack Exler Motorsport team celebrating, and so they should. They did a great job. Jasper Tong in his maiden drive for the Phoenix Racing Asia operation, and Audi Hong Kong takes position number 5. He also takes victory in the TCR Asia Cup. He will be the first driver across the line in the Cup. Second in the Cup will be AK in the second of the R Engineering Honda Civics. And Alex Liu will be third in the TCR Asia Cup in the number 99 Elegant Motorsports Seat Leon TCR. SK Tong, the second of the Phoenix Racing Asia Audis, crosses the line in position number 8. Douglas Koo in the Viper Niza Racing Seat Leon. Number 65, as you can see there, position number 9. And for Eric Kay, the driver from Hong Kong, who finished second and third here on his TCR Asia debut back in 2015. Unfortunately for him, no such joy this time around. He didn't get past, or much further than the start-finish line on that opening lap, and unfortunately made contact, rather heavy contact, with the inside concrete barriers. We saw the car being returned to pit lane, and we hope that the Elegant team will be able to repair that car for race 2. So not a bad start to the 2017 TC Asia Series season. Almost expected result given the performance of Candide Kassiri, certainly with a team that has the credentials of Liqui Team Engstler. Diego Moran making it even more sweet for the German-based team, who have an operation here in Asia. That's how they run their cars. They got a 1-2, or they had a 1-2, which is a nice start to their championship defence. Tin Sritrai, probably not quite the start he was looking for. Certainly we had him collared as one of the championship favourites. I would hazard a guess, without knowing any fact to making this statement, that he is still suffering a little from a gearbox issue that plagued them in both practice on Friday and then in qualifying yesterday. His concern was that he could not downshift whilst heavy braking, which was something that was unusual to him. But no such problems for this man. Candide Kassiri, position number 1. 2 Volkswagens either side of him. He will be celebrating with his team this fantastic result, and keeps his winning record in TCR alive. In the Asian region, you could consider, even in the international series, if he was the Asian representative in that round in 2016, even if he finished 6th and 9th, as Tin Sritrai offering his congratulations. Those 2 drivers have been going head-to-head for a number of years, but you could consider that that Boom was the Asian representative, then you consider that he too was the winner, even if he did play 6th or 9th. So therefore, we could say that he's had 7 starts for 7 wins in Asia, in TCR, and that is pretty impressive. This is the first win for him with Volkswagen and the first with Liqui Team Engstler. So it is a good start for the 23-year-old Thai to get his season underway. We'll hear from him shortly. And nice too for Tin Sritrai to add to the Thai presence on the podium. And for Diego Moran, that is the perfect start for him. He will be more than happy with that result. He said his dream vision was that he would finish on the podium. He is going to be the runner-up in this race. For Jasper Tong too, nice result for him to be position number 1 in the TCR Asia Cup. Also hear from him soon too. Looks like Casey's down there getting organised. Casey Tan, man responsible for so much of this fantastic vision that comes out of TCR Asia. In fact, also responsible for a lot of it that comes out of TCR International. Kurt Tremmel, man instrumental in the whole Team Engstler operation, congratulating his drivers. We will hear from a very happy Candide Kassiri very, very soon.
Thank you. Hi, Kassiri. Well done for the job. How was your race?
The race today is quite clean for me because I have a very good start and I can open a little bit gap from P2, and the car was very good today. I want to say thank you to my team. They did a very good job today.
So are you happy for the win for today?
Yeah. It's my first victory in TCR Asia, so I'm very happy.
All the best. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much.
We are now looking for the second place driver, Mr. Diego Morgo. Sorry. Leave it. It's okay. How was your starting just now?
Sorry?
How was your starting?
I think I did a good start. I didn't use the launch system for the car because I'm not yet. I didn't try it many times to be comfortable with the use of this system. So I tried manually and it was good. I think I can maintain my position and follow Kassiri for the rest of the race. Yeah.
So how was the condition for the track?
I was very slippery at the end. We lose a lot of grip. But it was nice. Yeah, I enjoyed the race. I was pushing hard to try to catch Kassiri, but yeah, I did a couple of mistakes Yeah, I still need more time in the track to be consistent with my times.
So all the best for next race.
Thank you.
Back to you, Sean.
Yeah, good result there for the Liqui Moly Team Angsler operation. Probably no real surprise given their success last year and their credentials in touring car racing worldwide, and certainly in the TCR Championships, the Middle East Championship. They wrapped that championship up just last night. Tin Srichray looks like he's down there now with KC.
How do that?
The car is a lot better on setup, but the gearbox is still have a lot of problem. I cannot shift down when I brake hard, so maybe next race maybe better than this. But in the start, I start quite bad because the RPM is too low. Maybe next race maybe a bit better than race one.
Tell me how you make a move on the turn 9.
What?
How you make the
Ah.
move on the turn 9?
Turn 9, I just carry more speed in turn 8, and then I switch steam a little bit, and then I move the direction very fast, very quick, and then I overtake him. So it's quite hard because the Honda is very strong in the straight, but the Volkswagen is very strong in corner. So yeah, in turn 8, I did better than him.
All the best for the next one.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So
Back
there
to
you
you,
have
Sean.
it. That's your top 3 drivers for the opening round of the 2017 TCR Asia Series. So victory again, Candide Kassiri on debut for Liqui Moly Team Angsler. Diego Moran, position 2, also on debut for Liqui Moly Team Angsler. In third place, Tin Srichray, one of the men who we figured may have been capable of taking the championship fight to Andy Yan in season 2016. Unfortunately, plagued by a number of mechanical gremlins. In fact, failed to finish 4 of the 10 rounds last year, which really decimated his championship assault. In the end, he finished the championship in position number 3. Kevin Say, also in a Volkswagen Golf GTI TCR, finished in position 2. So we will be looking forward now to the championship positions, and there they are. Candide Kassiri, 30 points, 22 to Diego Moran. Tin Srichray, 18, WS Lai, 12. Jasper Thong, also 12. Abdul Katir, AK, 8 points. Alex Liu, 6 points. SK Tong, 4. Douglas Koo, 2 points, and Eric Kay gets 1 single point. Of course, Kassiri will also take advantage of the 5 points he gets for setting pole position. The top 5 getting 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 points as a result. So he has started his championship assault in perfect form with maximum points from qualifying and the opening race here of the 2017 TCR Asia Series. Now, we have another race this afternoon, so make sure 2:30 this afternoon that you are back with us live as we go into round 2 of the 2017 TCR Asia Series. Please follow us on the website asia.tcr-series.com, or on Facebook, TCR Asia Series, and we will keep you completely up to date with what's going on. We will be hosting the live stream again and live timing in this afternoon's session. So once more, 2:30 p.m. Malaysian time, which is 8 hours up on Greenwich Mean Time. And in fact, that is in about 3.5 hours from now. So we hope that you join us then, and we look forward to having your company for round 2 of the TCR Asia Series. Round of the 2017 TCR Asia Series. Here we have them. Kennedy Kasiri on the top step, the young Thai driver. There is Tin Srichrai receiving the third place trophy from our friends at Michelin, and a very happy Diego Moran takes position number 2. So that's it from us. Thank you for joining us. We look forward to your company in 3.5 hours' time for the second round of the 2017 TCR Asia Series.
And the winning team goes to Liquid Moly.